Alright. Okay. I don't really need that in here. It's just the countryside. Have some dignity. Using signal lights in the countryside. Well, I should, because there might be somebody coming around that corner. Ugh. Could be something coming in too. Okay, so it's Mud City in here. Mud City in the middle of the country. I don't want to spin up the road too much. I love these zero turn radius cars. You gotta love that. One thing in the city, I didn't have any problem fitting this into a parking spot. I remember last time I tried to get poor Thunder into a parking spot there. Holy jeez, that was a tight fit. Like they literally are shrinking down the parking spots, right? So yeah, it's cool to have this. But yeah, it's Mud City in here. I now know why those two are out at the road here. It's because it's a bad spot for them. Someone's gonna clock them coming in. But right here and here is where it gets so soft, and I don't want to rut it. If I had my truck, that would be like a pothole like you wouldn't believe. Well, I don't know. Not so much for Thunder, but for Brutus, like I was saying in the last video, like those Toyo 10-ply tires, they have this ability to just like absolutely destroy roads, especially when they're soft like that. Like it just, like it doesn't slow the truck down, and it just there's so much traction, it just makes a rut there, and everybody's car. And then when it freezes, everybody's car's bouncing all over the place. Hey, kitty cat out the road? Hope not. Oh no, okay, it's a stump. What is it? Oh, it's a clump of dirt? Okay. Oh, I better drive on my side of the road. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so, yeah, it's pretty mucky back here for sure. Yeah, so, we're gonna have a chicken talk. Time to talk chickens. So my dad and I are, because of the, oh, there's no inflation. Yeah, according to the news, the economy's just doing just fine. But according to my wallet, it's not. According to the grocery store, they're telling us to go fuck ourselves. You know what I mean? So my dad and I are contemplating either getting pigs, a couple of pigs, or a couple of chickens. Preferably, I'd rather have the chickens. Yeah, I love bacon. Don't get me wrong, I love my bacons. Love my green bacons and those Pimo bacons. Those are so tasty. That racket. I can tell there's a work vehicle. Anyway, we used to raise turkeys and chickens, meat birds basically. You know the chickens that are all white, or the turkeys that are all white, they're called meat birds, right? And they don't lay. They just basically, they get... My ramps are making noise. They don't lay. They just basically put on the poundage and give you something good to eat. So you keep them alive from maybe say June till late August. If you keep them too long, then they just get fat. There's a certain size they get in, where they're meat, and then after that it's just fat, right? So you got to know kind of when to where they're the optimal. A little bit of fat on them is fine, but whatever. But we're gonna get some meat birds. I don't know if we're gonna get chickens or turkeys. Probably chickens, just because they're easier to manage. And it's not like my dad and I eat a lot of chicken, but it would save down on the cost a bit. But I'm also thinking, well, my brother's probably going to want a couple. Maybe my aunts might want a couple, and my aunts and uncles might want a couple. But there's only so many birds we can fit in that little place too. So it's like, I'm not going to put like 50 birds in there. You know what I mean? The most we ever had was 48, but that was like way too much. 12 is usually a good for turkeys, and maybe 20 to 24 chickens, or about 12 to 16 turkeys. That's like optimal for there. I actually kind of want that. good because that helps out with the inflation when you. The only thing is, one of my aunts, like, she'll give you free eggs, but you better bring back that carton. You get no more eggs. And I don't blame her because, you know. But yeah. So getting chickens is a good idea. But like a little chicken pre-built thing is like $500. You know, well, if you're just in the quick to do, but you want a crib, you make a little chicken thing out of that. Rabbits and chickens are like the easiest to take care of, and they don't require a lot of space. So it's just who has the heart to kill the rabbit, right? So, I mean, I've eaten rabbit meat before, guilty. It's good. Like, meat rabbits are pretty good, but it's like, you know, they're so cute, nobody wants to kill them, right? So it's like, I'm not going to slaughter them. So you got to kill them yourself. Which, trust me, it's a lot easier to process a rabbit than it is a chicken or a turkey. A turkey is a big freaking job. You need the plucker, right? If you don't have that plucker, I mean, God help you, you know. But there is ways. I've seen people do it by hand really quick. What you do is you get like, when you slaughter them, you get like boiling water, and you stick them in the boiling water, and their feathers come out. Well, it's less messy because the feathers get weighted down, so you can just kind of rip it all off, whatever. But that smell's going to stay on you for a couple of days, just so you know. I've slaughtered pigs, slaughtered chickens, slaughtered rabbits, hunted deer, eaten bear, skinned bears, you name it. Like, I mean, I'm not squeamish to that stuff at all. But what you get out of a rabbit versus what you get out of, I think the cost of raising a chicken is cheaper than rabbits, right? So you might get a little more meat out of the rabbit. Like, we're talking meat rabbits, not what you call it, regular rabbits, right? So you're gonna get a lot more meat out of it. Like the mountain rabbits and the meat rabbits, they get really big. They get like 50 pounds, right? So you get more, but they cost you a lot more to feed them too. Whereas turkeys, you can get a 50-pound turkey, but you're probably going to spend about half on the feed, you know. So it's like per, you know, if you work it all out. They know me. They should have waited. Anybody coming? All right, silver pellet power. Here we go.